If you are a Los Angeles Angels fan, I'm sorry. I promise you, I'm not gaslighting nor trolling with that comment. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. You all deserve far better than the steaming lumps of shit that your buffoon owner, Arte Moreno, has given to you on silver platters for a long time now. You don't deserve this. I don't know if Moreno is the biggest dipshit owner in MLB, or if the Angels are the most inept franchise because of his buffoonery. And I only state that because the league is riddled full of jackasses who operate their franchise in a Bush League manner. But I will state, if he and they are not atop of that list, then they're high up. We're talking top 3. And that sucks for you guys. That ain't right. Because your franchise is capable of far more than what you get. Far more than what you pay your hard-earned money to follow. Let's take a look at some of the epic failures of the Angels in this clown's watch. This bozo had Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani, and Albert Pujols on his roster at the same time. 3 future first ballot Hall of Famers in the same lineup every day. Now, granted, I'll give somewhat credit to Pujols for them about Pujols because it seemed like he had left his best back in St. Louis. But nevertheless, it's not like he was completely inept out there, okay? So you got prime Mike Trout, you got Shohei Ohtani, you got Pujols, who still had some gas in the tank, and you have nothing to show for it. Shit, squat, bum kiss. And it's not like Mike Scioscia was a bad manager by any stretch of the imagination either. The guy did lead the Angels to their first and only World Series win and seemed to be having them trending upward before this moron took over as owner and completely drove it off the piers in Seal Beach. Speaking of owners, they bring in Joe Maddon after Scioscia's done. Now, all Joe Maddon has done is win big throughout his career. The guy won a World Series with the Chicago fucking Cubs, for God's sakes. Something we never thought we would live to see, and many generations of Cubs fans didn't. And he wins a World Series with them in 2016 as their skipper. Before that, not like he's a one-hit wonder, the guy, I will go on record and say, is the father of the growth of the Tampa Bay Rays. Before he took over as manager, the Rays were the poster child of ineptitude and stupidity when it comes to Major League Baseball franchises. Yet he takes over, and they become, at least on-field-wise, one of the more stable, consistent winners. Now, we know the Rays have had problems finding a stadium. I get it. I do. Attendance has been a big problem. I get it. But that's not because of on-field play. And this is competing in the AL East with the Yankees, the Red Sox, Toronto, Baltimore, right? 3 big money spenders, especially the first 2. Toronto's getting there, right? Baltimore not afraid to throw the money. Meanwhile, the Rays have operated on a shoestring budget, yet they continue to win and win big. Maddon started that. Maddon put the foundation in place. Let him do a fucking World Series appearance, for God's sakes, right? Yet he couldn't do anything in Anaheim with the Angels. Nothing. Was gone in not even 3 full years. Some could argue that's barely enough time for him to begin to show he can cook. But honestly, when you don't have the pieces for your recipe in place, then you're not going to win. But this guy did have, as stated, Pujols, Trout, Ohtani. So I'm not going to give Maddon a free pass. But when you can't win with Joe Maddon as your manager, what the fuck is wrong with you as an organization? When you can't win with those 3, there's a fundamental problem. And it starts at the very top. The man writing the paychecks. Let's talk about Ohtani, because that's what this whole video is all about. The latest news from Ken Rosenthal. Everybody and their mother knew that Ohtani was getting the hell out of there as soon as his contract was up. It's no secret. Not the Angels are penny pinchers. If I give Moreno credit for one thing, he's not afraid to spend money. Now, usually it's stupidly spent, i.e. Anthony Rendon, when everybody and their mother told him this guy has as much motivation and as much fire as a fart that comes out of your ass after a trip through Taco Bell at 12 in the morning. But he didn't listen, signed him anyway, and guess what? They got stuck with a dead contract for a fucking lazy guy who hates baseball. But, again, at least Moreno spends. There are some franchises it would kill to have owners that spend like Moreno does. So I'll give him that much. But that being said, we all knew Ohtani was leaving, not because the money wasn't there, okay? But this guy wasn't going to piss his career away with a dipshit owner that I swear to God, would be better off suited owning a fucking local beer league team at a YMCA in Long Beach. He'd probably fuck that up too. And on top of it, as much as he could spend, it's well documented that Big Brother up the Pacific Coast Highway would not be outbid by anyone. Certainly not Arte Moreno. So we knew probably as soon as 2021, this guy was on his way out. He was playing his last years with the Angels. And so did every other team in baseball. 2022. The San Diego Padres call Moreno and offer the exact same package they would give Washington for Juan Soto, plus, they had Robbie Snelling in that deal. Right? They had Jackson Merrill in that deal. So look at the package Washington got back for Soto and add Snelling and Merrill. That's absurdly fucking good. Yet Moreno said no. 2023 trade deadline. This one blows my mind even more so. The Rays call up and offer Taj Bradley, Carson Williams, ready for this one, and Junior Caminero plus for a guy who in a handful of months was walking out that door anyway. Moreno says no. Instead turns around and decides to become buyers and, trades whatever minuscule prospects he had for quite a few players that weren't even in the organization by the end of August. Lucas Giolito, remember that? One of many. And guess what? Happened at the end of the year. Oh, that's right. Ohtani walked out that fucking door. Mind-blowing. This is just completely, it's stupefying to me how dumb Moreno is. And I know people will listen to this and say, well, who wanted to be the GM that traded Shohei Ohtani? Who wanted to be the owner that traded Shohei Ohtani? So I suppose letting him walk out the fucking door and getting nothing in return is better. Yeah, it's painful to trade somebody like Ohtani. Something we've never seen in MLB. Ever. Yeah, it would have been difficult. It would have been hard. It would have been unpopular. But I'll tell you right now, seeing James Wood mash the fucking baseball for the Nationals would make it a lot less painful, right? That's just him. Mackenzie Gore pitching fairly well there because he pitched fairly well for the Nationals. C.J. Abrams doing what he did. Not to mention the other pieces you could have got. Jackson Merrill. There's 2/3 of your fucking outfield right there. Plus, Robbie Snelling taking the minors by storm. People think he's going to be a major star in the pitching ranks. Could have got him. Nope, we're not going to do that. Junior Caminero, can you imagine him manning the hot corner for the fucking Angels? Hitting 45, 50 homers a year at 21 years old? Yeah, trading Ohtani would have sucked. It would have stunk, but guess what? That nice can of perfume, cologne, or aerosol that is Junior Caminero would have made it smell a lot better. James Wood would have made it smell a lot better. And those are just two names, not to mention the other pieces they could have got. You guys don't deserve this shit, man. You don't deserve the nonsense he put you through. And for those of you that stick up for him and will defend this, you don't hate that man enough. So my thoughts go out to you, Angels fans. I truly hope that one day this fucking idiot sells, gets an owner in there that does right by each and every one of you because you deserve that more than anything. Your franchise has proven they are capable of much more. And one day when he sells, you'll get it. And when he does sell, Major League Baseball and each and every one of you will be better off for it. Thanks for listening.